Well, it's a very good evening, everyone. The second round of the DFB Cup gets underway with an all-second-tier encounter between two sides doing it all again after Hamburg and Stuttgart met just 3 days ago. Some occasion it was for Hamburg at the weekend when they hit Stuttgart for 6. A real message sent out to the rest of the second tier, but it may be a case of retribution here tonight for Stuttgart and getting the better of Hamburg in cup competition. Chance to put all that went wrong right for Stuttgart in the cup. A competition that they have won 3 times, an improvement on last team already, having been dumped out at the first round stage. But for Hamburg, they also are 3 times winners of this competition. And they went all the way to the semi-finals last season, losing out eventually to Leipzig. Their successful run to the semi-finals may be coming at a cost to their hopes of promotion back to the Bundesliga at the first time of asking. Some real determination for this season for that not to be repeated, and they've made an excellent start to the new campaign, sitting top of the second division. Expecting another really good crowd here tonight. Stuttgart have also made it in great numbers. Around 5,000 of them travelled here at the weekend, and they're expecting around 4,000 to be in attendance supporting Stuttgart on the road again, back in the north. And let's have a look at the team sheet then. Dieter Hecking has made as many as 4 changes from the weekend, the backline remaining the same. But of the others, the likes of Adrian Fine keeps his place. Jairo Samperio makes a first competitive start for the first time in 14 months. All of his appearances this season have been from the bench, and he's been missing for much of last season with injury. Along with the likes of Hunt, Kinsombi, former Stuttgart striker Martin Harnik not involved from the start. Changes also for Stuttgart, starting in goal, Fabian Bredlow, who keeps goal just as he did for the first round. Holger Badstuber plays despite still being banned for league games after a recent red card against Holstein Kiel. Gonzalo Castro, well, he scored an own goal here at the weekend. He came off the bench on that occasion. The likes of Mangala and Askasiba also getting a run out. Five times that Hamburg have faced Stuttgart in the DFB Cup. They've yet to beat Stuttgart. They'll be looking for some sort of retribution, as I mentioned, after what happened here at the weekend. Not the first time, even this calendar year, that they have conceded 6 goals in a game. And they're in a horror run of form, really, having lost their last 3 matches in a row. So Hamburg will be looking to play upon that, especially here as well, at home, where they've got a terrific home record in front of this magnificent support. Well, they've actually won their last 5 games in a row. First against third in the second tier, going head-to-head tonight under the lights. Cup action. We'll need a winner tonight as well. And just so you know, also, there is no video technology. Only at the latter stages will we have VAR in the DFB Cup. As I've said, Stuttgart have travelled here in great numbers. And full credit on a Tuesday night, on a school night really, that they've travelled so far again back up to the north. But this place suffering more disappointment last season, having just missed out on getting into the top 3, and even with a chance through the relegation playoff, promotion playoff they missed out on. Stuttgart were unable to come through that as they were beaten in the end by Union Berlin. A lot has changed, personnel has changed here on the pitch as well since their time in the Bundesliga. Final season, plenty went wrong for them, plenty of mistakes on and off the pitch. They've got off to a terrific start. Their only defeat this season came in the derby against St. Pauli. Players just getting themselves ready. Having come through by the tightest of ways against Chemnitzer in the first round, Hamburg. Well, penalties it was in the first round. And for Stuttgart, they came through a slender victory over Hansa Rostock it was, who beat them in the first round last season. An opportunity to get through, maybe face higher opposition as well in the third round. They're in buoyant, bouncing, and they're in a pretty good mood, this bunch, aren't they? Hamburger ready. They've made the changes tonight, although a late change which has seen Lucas Hinterseer get the nod up top with the likes of Samperio and Bakary Yatta. Martin Harnik not involved, which is a shame for him, coming up against his former club again. Enjoyed a fine spell with Stuttgart, scoring goals aplenty. Quick turnaround from Saturday to Tuesday night, and against the same opposition as well. Here come the teams. Led out by our referee, Bastian Dankert. Two teams that have started their new season so well in the second tier. Two founding members of the Bundesliga. But out of the top tier they are, but looking to make some considerable ground in the DFB Cup this season. Remember, Hamburg got all the way to the semis before Leipzig came here and beat them last campaign. Stuttgart enduring first round humiliation, really, and kind of really set the tone for such a poor season in last season's Bundesliga. Changes may have been made, but still strong lineups for both. And as I mentioned, our referee tonight, that is Bastian Dankert. The two captains, Mark-Oliver Kempf on the left for Stuttgart, and Aaron Hunt of Hamburg. And again, just to remind you, no VAR tonight. Not until quarterfinals onwards. Dieter Hecking, he enjoys this competition. He's a winner in this competition as a coach, and it wasn't that long ago with Wolfsburg, 2015. Brought in the summer, trying to get Hamburg back to the big time. Tim Walter is just going through a bit of a sticky spell. Got off to a great start to the season, but 3 defeats in a row they have suffered. They'll be hoping to stop that rot tonight. So the second round of the DFB Cup is underway, and it's first against third respectively in Bundesliga 2. These two teams meeting just 3 days ago, and Hamburg struck gold on Saturday. 6 times they breached the Stuttgart goal. Different competition. It'll be a different story Stuttgart will be hopeful for here tonight. And trying to get in behind straight away. There might be a penalty appeal, and Gideon Young has been penalised. Under 40 seconds. Such early drama. Simple ball over the top. And the arm came across. And down went Philipp Förster. It's a dreadful start to this one for Hamburg. The chance for Nicolas Gonzalez. To keep his cool. It's Gonzalez, and he's put it away. Ideal start for Stuttgart. And Nicolas Gonzalez, the Argentine, who had a really tough start to life in Germany, has got Stuttgart the perfect start here. First penalty they've been awarded this season, and it's come from that challenge from Young and the execution of the penalty, sending Fernandez the wrong way. Nicolas Gonzalez, he was brought in 2018 from Argentinos Juniors, a club once of the likes of Juan Riquelme and the great Diego Maradona. And such a cheap way to start as well for Hamburg. Well, the game on Saturday, the scoring was opened by a penalty, but that for the home side, which Sonny Kittel was able to score himself. Stuttgart with a point to prove here tonight after conceding 6, are looking for more goals. Förster. And Hamburg can just relieve the pressure a little bit. It's been a dominant campaign so far in the second tier for Hamburg. And their sole loss coming in the Hamburg derby with St. Pauli. That defeat also the only game that they failed to score in this season. Had already played a couple of games before their success in the first round of the Cup, which they needed penalties to get through. Samperio finding Tim Leibold. Leibold linking up with Jairo Samperio again. Leibold quickly across was Atakan Karator. The first corner of the night goes Hamburg's way. Leibold, who was brought in from Nuremberg in the summer, he's relegated with Nuremberg to being a part of the side that was promoted in 2018. He had a couple of years at Stuttgart as well, between 2013 and 15. Hunt's delivery. Unclaimed by Bredler. Oh, he got away with that. Hamburg having to come from behind. They scored 3 goals in both halves against Stuttgart on Saturday. Solid start against early challengers with 4 points taken from 6 against Stuttgart and Bielefeld also. They drew with 1-1 in the game before and away from home as well. Ascasiba, it's Gonzalo Castro, and now Hunt. Samperio back in Germany. Horrible the time of it towards the end of his Mainz career. And yet spell in Las Palmas. He had a rare start tonight, all of his appearances as a substitute this season. And he only made 2 appearances last campaign due to a cruciate ligament injury, which cruelly halted the start of a new challenge at Hamburg. Here's Young, who conceded that penalty inside the first minute. He's doing fine. He wrapped up the scoring on Saturday. He's been a find. He really has, on loan from Bayern, through the ranks of Bayern, mainly in the second team. His goal that he scored, the 6th against Stuttgart, was his first professional goal. Aaron Hunt, it's a little clip of the ankles. Just recently clocked over 100 league appearances. Hunt. Hamburg look for a response. Oh, and what a moment that was. Man-to-man arriving. Really good leap as well, wasn't it? Wicked delivery. Plenty of pace on it. And it just lacked the accuracy. They have never beaten Stuttgart in the cup. Hamburg, talk about having a bogey team. But the ideal pass from Ascasiba. Here he is. Ascasiba. Could be a little short. Volta never really had a playing career. He's come into the job after having a season at Kiel, in which he actually did the double with Kiel over Hamburg last season. Spell as a youth coach, the second team at Bayern. Santiago Ascasiba. Gideon Young. Hamburg, who were relegated from the Bundesliga for the first time ever. 2018. Of a season last season which really did cost them. It's the only one of their last 8 matches. So them drop out of the running to be amongst the top 3. They are on top of the tree at the moment, ahead of Bielefeld by 2 points. Victory also at the weekend extended their unbeaten run to 5 matches as well. The yellow card here for Kempf. And it is a yellow card for Kempf. So the first booking of the night goes Mark-Oliver Kempf's way. We'll have 18 minutes to try and toe a rather fine line. It's one of those, isn't it, where a player falls on the ball trying to make a decision for the referee. Hoping that a free kick would go his way, and the referee not interested in that, Bastian Dankert. Has taken charge of a number of second division games this season, including Hamburg's win here against Hanover last month. Hunt and Jairo Samperio over this free kick. And it comes from Aaron Hunt. Kempf's header clear. Leibold. Lovely switch of play. Yatta. Another corner for Hamburg. They've responded well since the early setback. Took charge of his first cup tie as a coach with Lübeck back in 2001, Dieter Hecking. And would lose to Werder Bremen. It's his 53rd game in the cup as a coach tonight. And his team will continue to press for an equaliser. Holger Badstuber's header away, still serving a league ban, so he didn't feature here at the weekend through a red card recently. And it comes again, and there is Badstuber again. And Daniel Fernandez is Ascasiba. Castro for Ascasiba. Stayed down as the header from Gonzalez. Executed his penalty superbly. Gonzalez. Really did try hard to open up his account last season in the Bundesliga. It was a victory against Werder Bremen last campaign where he was in tears at full-time just to the chances that he missed. They still ended up winning the game. So badly he wanted it. Oh, it might work out for Hamburg here on the turn. And going down was Lukas Hinterseer. I hope that he might have got a penalty, but he's not going to be getting that. Stuttgart continuing to soak up the pressure. Karazor has given it away, just hands it straight back to Hamburg. Oh, that's clumsy from Ascasiba. It's asking for a penalty to be awarded, and it has been. Kinsombi just wiped out. You are taking such a risk, flying in like that in the penalty area. He's getting nowhere near it, is he? Stonewall penalty. Had the chance for Hamburg to level. By the way, if we are level tonight, and we will need extra time, and we still may even need a shootout. There could be more drama from the penalty spot to come. Quarter of an hour in, chance for Aaron Hunt to bring his side level. Here he goes. How about that for a penalty? Just rolled it in. And we're all square, 1-1. To his 3 goals that he has got this season. And it's a story of 2 penalties, 1 for either side at the opening stages of this cup tie. Such a well-taken penalty. Goodness me. Fabian Bredlow got very lucky with that. And I mentioned that he's just clocked over a milestone, Aaron Hunt, in terms of league appearances. 100 now for Hamburg. He recently attained that against Fürth at the start of the month. Interesting to see also where his future lies. The fact that his contract is up in the summer, and he's one of many, actually, whose contracts are nearing the end at Hamburg. Oh, that was a little high from Tim Leibold. Just a free kick. Hamburg always score, it seems, just on that one occasion that they failed to score in the derby against St. Pauli. Again, the challenges are flying in. It's another yellow card, this time for Atakan Karasor. So that's one of the players from Stuttgart on bookings now. Just as Hettasir was about to execute the pass. Got a bit of bite to it, hasn't it, this one? And a real cup feel about things. It's far from full tonight, the Volksparkstadion, but still making a hell of a racket inside this place, which can hold around 57,000 when absolutely packed. The best of execution from Daniel Hoyer Fernandez. Stuttgart pegged back. They'd been going great guns before this current run of 3 successive defeats in the league. Away by Stenzel. Mangala has done well. Philippe Clement. Won't get the better of Yatta, who really is a unimo. In fact, Clement has perseverance. Stenzel wants it back this side. Badstuber for Kempf. And wide for Stenzel, 2 former Freiburg players, although Stenzel is actually on loan from Freiburg. For Gonzalez, right as well, ahead of Rick van Drongelen. Forster. Stenzel. It's got on with the throwing quick and to pick out Forster really well. Chance for the breakaway now through Hunt, and now Yatta just to drive and run at defenders. Oh, though his control was just asking for Gonzalo Castro to come across and put a boot in. Stenzel finding Clement. Signed after a couple of seasons with Paderborn, part of their magnificent promotion season. 16 Bundesliga 2 goals last campaign from midfield. It's Badstuber, who's terrific success in his career, 4-time winner of the DFB Cup in his Bayern days. And now Stenzel. Samperio. Mangala. Lovely turn. Get the free kick as well. Stuttgart side, who were unbeaten in their first 9 games in all competitions before this dreadful run of form. Two of their last 3 defeats actually have come at home. Here at the weekend was their first away loss of the campaign. There's been a little bit of talk about Tim Walter and where he stands. Incredibly, the season has barely got going. Though compared to the top tier in the Bundesliga, Hamburger Stuttgart have played 11 league games. They started a bit earlier, just before the first round of the Cup. Stuttgart coming through the first round against Hansa Rostock. It's just a single goal that did it, compared to last season when Hansa beat them 2-0 in the first round. It's a real season of discontent with changes of coaches. They only won 1 of their first 11 Bundesliga matches. They just weren't able to recover. Oh, risky, and Yatta could get on the end of this and test Kemp for pace. He's tested him for strength and has won the battle, seemingly. He's got a corner out of it. Kemp might have just been a little weaker there against Yatta. Aaron Hunt will go over and take this corner. from Hunt. Away by Castro. It's back in again by Tim Leibold. Sailing well over the top. To try and test his former teammate. Bredlow in goal, who was brought in from Nuremberg in the summer as well. Here's Mangala. Free kick in a very telling position. Carazor going one way, change of direction. It's just too quick here. The moment to have a real good go at Daniel Fernandez's goal. Zola Castro, does he fancy having a go here? A cup winner with Borussia Dortmund in 2017. And a runner-up also in this competition in his Bayer Leverkusen days. To score the right hand here at the Volksparkstadion, unlike at the weekend. Here he goes, and it's punched clear by Fernandez. Ascasiba and Gonzalez. Hamburger able to clear it, and clear it effectively. Mangala to get it behind. Stenzel. Around Mangala again. Ooh. Off Kinsombi. Easy one for the goalkeeper, has seen it all the way. The thing for Castro is that he did get it on target. Test Daniel Fernandez. In comes the corner and headed away by Yatta. Easy for the goalkeeper this time. He quickly gets on with things, not hanging around at all. Yatta. Oh, it's a wonderful challenge from Castro. Gonzalez, Van Drongelen across. Carazor. It's another free kick. It's a good period this for Stuttgart. That's what they think of that decision. And when it fell in there's a little kick out there. From Kiel in the summer. That's again Carazor, so they know all about the philosophies and what Tim Walter demands of his players. There's the header, and it's wide from Gonzalez. We're getting on with things quickly here. Gonzalez throwing himself at it. To keep the direction on goal. Rick Van Drongelen. It's better from Fernandez. It's Hunt. Drongelen. Jairo Samperio. It's a little easy for Stuttgart to turn it over. Forster. Leibold back. Ooh, that looked a fair one, but not according to Bastian Dankert. Mentioned how he had a bit of a spell, Tim Leibold, with Stuttgart, although it was a period where he never actually made it up to the first team. He's actually always keeping in touch with players of the club, particularly Timo Baumgartel, before he jumped ship and moved to PSV Eindhoven. 53rd game in charge in the cup as a coach. Dieter Hecking is now level with Felix Magath. Winfried Schaefer also. Eighth managerial appointment of his career is Hamburg. A golden time with Wolfsburg when they won the cup in 2015. They beat Dortmund in the final. Same year he will be voted Coach of the Year also. Here's Leibold. Castro underneath it. Skasibar ahead of Kinsombi. Back to halfway with Van Drongelen. Third season at the club now for the Dutchman. Van Drongelen. One side to the other they come. Steep cross, although kept in play nicely here by Jairo Samperio. Link up with Leibold. Plenty of black shirts in there. Bayern, who scored against Stuttgart at the weekend. Back in it goes again. Towards Hinterseer. Leibold! Would have been an absolute ball from the blue had he scored that. For an early birthday present going through to the next stage. He turns 44 next week, does Tim Walter. Only twice in the last 6 years have Stuttgart actually progressed beyond the second round. This game has been described as one to try and gain some self-confidence, according to Tim Walter, after the performance that they put in here at the weekend, which was, I think disappointing is not a strong enough term, really. They were awful. We're making blatant mistakes. I was saying of a performance on Saturday. There's Forster up against Leibold. Castro. Carazor. Back for Badstuber now. Kempf. Clement just caught on his heels. Drongelen. Now Leibold away from two. Zombie is sent tumbling. Stayed in the north, David Kinsombi. After a couple of seasons with Kiel, he arrived at the summer. It's his 5th club of his career now, Hamburg. Playing in a bit more of a the central midfield, defensive midfield role. He can play centre-back as well. Castro reads it. 10 minutes to go till half-time. 1-1 between two of the top three in the second tier of German football. Clement for Forster, and the flag is up. Just ways on the run. You can clearly see he's miles beyond, really, this line of defence. One of many a change to both of these two teams over the summer periods. Forster brought in from Sandhausen, very end of the transfer window. Together here between Forster and Van Drongelen. Leibold, keep that in from Hunt. Two teams who've won the DFB Cup on 3 occasions. They've actually appeared in 12 finals between them. So they have history in this competition. Of course, Bayern, the defending champions, having put Leipzig to the sword in Berlin at the end of last campaign. Stenzel, he's done well to recover. Interser and Jairo Samperio breathing down his neck. There is Pascal Stenzel again. Holger Badstuber. Picked up his red card against Kiel. Wasn't exactly apologetic towards officials after that Kiel red card. He was once described as one of the best defenders in the world by Pep Guardiola. Holger Badstuber. He's just had a horrible time throughout his career, dogged by injuries. Bakary Jatta just being spoken to by the referee. Recently clocked 50 league appearances against Bielefeld a couple of weeks ago. Scoring the semi-finals here against Leipzig last season. Leibold, strong in the challenge, was Forster. Just a corner, which Hunt will take. Foster's had a first. It's spectacular from that sort of range. Left his position at Borussia Mönchengladbach, guiding them back into Europe last season. 99 matches, 2.5 seasons in charge. incredible experience Dieter Hecking has. Actually, he was the second most experienced coach in the Bundesliga last season, behind Friedhelm Funkel. Still going strong with Fortuna Düsseldorf. Interesting comment from Dieter Hecking also at the end of their game on Saturday, that he didn't think actually Stuttgart deserved to lose by such a margin. One of their heaviest defeats for some time. It's another free kick, just got a little bitty, a little stop-start. Scored 6 against Stuttgart at the weekend. First time in a competitive game since 2011 that Hamburger scored half a dozen goals in a game. Last time was against Köln. Askasiba. Gonzalez through the middle. Finds Gonzalez. Van Drongelen's block. Very, very timely and important as well. Two Argentinians linking up. Now Nicolas Gonzalez is once of a club when Diego Maradona used to play. Askasiba. He has a tattoo of Diego Maradona on his right calf. Great inspiration to both. Carazor gets the decision from the referee. The approach to half-time. Stenzel. Mangala. It's from Clement. Gonzalez. Challenge is flying in. Challenge is worthy of a cup tie, you feel. Castro. Here's Askasiba, who turns his man. Fuster. He's just running out of pitch, running out of it very quickly. Well, the reasons why Tim Walter was brought in, having led Kiel to 6th in the second division last season. Experience working with young players that can take the club forward. That's what Thomas Hitzelsberger is hoping for. Still in reserve tonight, Juan Mario Gomez. Forster. Askasiba. Stenzel. Final twist at the end of this first half, perhaps, as Van Drongelen keeps his cool. Still only 20, Rick Van Drongelen. No foul. They've got a man down at the moment, Stuttgart on the far side, which in the end, it's been noted, I think, although Hamburg, well, they're not putting it out, as we're going to have one more minute. My ball says enough's enough. Quick Foster. He's up on his feet now. This is how we came about. I didn't see much in it, really. Maybe he just needed a break. Although we are on the cusp of half-time. And that will be that for the first 45 minutes here. So 1-1. And a story of 2 penalties. 1 for either side. That's where the goals have come from. Scored by Nicolas Gonzalez. First penalty being conceded by Hamburg inside the first minute. And it was then equalised by Aaron Hunt, the Hamburg skipper, just after the quarter-hour mark. Not much between these two at the moment. It's a different story to what happened at the weekend when Hamburg ran riot on the goals front. Half-time, Hamburg 1, Stuttgart 1. Welcome back, everybody, to the Volksparkstadion. There it is, 1-1 at half-time between Hamburg and Stuttgart. Plenty going on, especially inside the first quarter of an hour, where a penalty each was awarded, and both converted. Hamburg falling behind for the first couple of minutes, but they responded well as the half went on, and they got their rewards through a penalty of their own. What does the second half have in store? If it stays this way, we will have to go to extra time, and then maybe the lottery of a shootout. We shall see. Clearance away by Daniel Huy Fernandez. This is Mangala. No changes, incidentally, by both, or from both teams at the start of the second half, although that's going to need clearing before we can get going again. Good job from all. Still, they continue to throw some of it down. Eventually, it's now been cleared from the goal. And we're back underway. Stuttgart, they're actually on their troubles again for the 8th straight time in the Cup. Something about being away from home in this competition. Trying to get a job done here tonight. That's Askasiba, Van Drongelen, and then Vangerman. Yatta can't keep it in. So an early corner for Stuttgart. It's only 18. Joshua Vangerman has risen through the ranks of the club. It's around 4,000 travelling supporters. Castro's delivery glanced on, and oh, so close from Holger Badstuber. The experienced pair of Castro and Badstuber very nearly linking up. Yatta now, oh, the space to the left. Oh, it's a dreadful pass. Get that right. And Jairo Samperio might have been in for Hamburg. Hunt's touch. Fine. Leibold. Van Drongelen. Actually scored an own goal in the derby against St. Pauli. Bakary Yatta. Can he provide? Only finding Castro. As a substitute of the weekend, Gonzalo Castro. Just 10 minutes after coming on, he's putting away inside his own net. Free kick for Forster or for Gonzalez. Hamburg have only faced Werder Bremen, Bayern and Dortmund more times than Stuttgart. All competitions. Actually unbeaten in their last 3 meetings with them. Saturday was the first ever time that they'd scored 6 against them in any competition. Forster for Stuttgart. Yatta, defensive duties this time. I don't think Gideon Young was expecting that pass from his teammate. It's Castro. Ascasiba caught, free kick. Gonzalo Castro's just got to calm himself down, and yeah, yellow card. I think they're just arguing the case that it's a decision that may be worthy of a yellow card itself, considering the yellow cards that they picked up tonight. Yatta does get the yellow card. Ready for the delivery. Wagnerman is trying to stay as close as he can to Karazor. Referee spotted it and keeping a close eye on that. The Clement this time. Yatta's header away. Ascasiba certainly doesn't turn away from a scrap and a fight out there on the pitch. Huge admirer of Arturo Vidal. Castro, Forster. Castro wants to get back, getting him back here. Gideon Young's header away. Kampf. We're in the battle with Hinterseer, who's been fairly quiet, it has to be said. Here's Kampf. Forster to chase it. Try and keep it in. Well, settle for a throw-in here for Hamburg. It keeps them in the corner. Try and make life as difficult as possible to try and get out of a tight spot. Surely a free kick. Put away by Badstuber. Stenzel getting there first. Clipped, looked like by Jairo Samperio. Just that. It's an unnecessary free kick to give away. Just gave Stuttgart the opportunity to send reinforcements up from the back to try and attack this. They've come close already from a set piece in the second half. Clement to deliver again. Yatta's header away again, and the chase is on now. Leibold up against Mangala. Tim Leibold's done well. Oh. So did Hunt there, under some real attention from Stenzel. Leibold. Bakary Yatta. Wagnerman. Corner, Hamburg. And it comes towards Fabian Bradlow, claims it. Made 13 appearances last season for Nuremberg. He was never actually on the winning side when he did. And Gregor Kobel has been the man for the league this season, on loan from Hoffenheim. Bradlow did keep a clean sheet at Hansa Rostock. Van Drongelen. Leibold, that's Gasiba. On the way of a little nudge. The attempt to block. The reason why the free kick has gone against Santiago Ascasiba. Wagnerman. Just opening the door for Förster. Here is Van Drongelen again. He was played in the same Dutch under-19s team as likes of Frankie de Jong from growing up. Formerly a midfielder, actually, Rick Van Drongelen. Stenzel. Zombie. It's a score in their home win against Hanover back in September. Bit of a stir with Kiel last season in the Cup, the fact that they knocked out Bundesliga opposition in Freiburg. But this round, actually, in round 2. So changes. This is the end of Förster's night. Silas Wamangituka is coming on as his replacement. Man who scored a scant consolation at the weekend here. His first goal for the club it was. Gonzalez with the other goal, so 2 goals in 3 days against Hamburg for him. Gonzalez looking to win the aerial duel. There's Ascasiba. Gonzalez, he'll get on the end of this. Oh. That is going to be pulled back. And it will be a free kick to Hamburg. Just not gone down well with Tim Walter on the sidelines, let's put it that way. Castro reading the pass. Wamangituka. Just goes by the name of Silas on the back of his shirt. Oh, it's a lovely takedown by Mangala. It's unfortunate that it didn't work out for him. Beautifully taken down by Orel Mangala. Mangala, who did actually have a spell alone at Hamburg last season, 29 league appearances. Brussels-born midfielder. The fact that he was able to get minutes under his belt. He described his time, Mangala, actually as a valuable experience at Hamburg last season. Able to totally make the grade at Borussia Dortmund. For his move from Anderlecht. Gonzalez. Pagasiata, two very speedy characters. And Gonzalez skipping away from two. Three in the centre in black to pick out. Mangala for Gonzalez. It's an important block by Kinzombie. Yatta. For Drongelen. Oh, Gonzalez behind you. Just haven't quite seen enough urgency from Hamburg in this second half yet. Drongelen's fortunate. Gonzalez was a bit laboured to get back up on his feet, catching him out. Stuttgart made the final in 2013. '97, actually, their last success in the Cup against Energie Cottbus. They've made two finals since. Stenzel. Weitstüber. It's a good press from Hamburg, sending Stuttgart all the way back to their goalkeeper. It's Kasiba putting the pressure. Gideon Jung. Hunt. Well, Hamburg supporters just wanting a little bit more urgency from their side. They're dominating things at the moment, Stuttgart. The best moment of the second half also. Reaching the semi-finals last season, Hamburg, it was the furthest that they'd reached in 10 years. It's a pretty important cup tie back in 1997 between these two, and Hamburg lost in a semi-final to Stuttgart. Askasiba was there to be hit. He was set up nicely. They've worked this really well. And Askasiba needed to take it first time, just couldn't keep it down in the end. Might have just taken a heavy bobble just in front as he was striking it, but there was space on the edge of the area there for Askasiba. He's not one for scoring goals, certainly, the Argentine. Takes great pleasure in trying to stop them. Scored an own goal before for Stuttgart at the wrong end against Mainz last season in the Bundesliga. Although he's never scored for the club. It's a bit scrappy from Hamburg. They haven't really got going in this second half. They continued their record of scoring in every home game this season. Ingolstadt in May, the last team to stop them. Stenzel, though, for Stuttgart. Been pretty good away from home this campaign. A defeat here on Saturday, their first away defeat of the campaign. They only won once away from home last season in the Bundesliga at Nuremberg last November. We're gonna have a yellow card. The yellow card goes Zoro Mangala's way. Goal. Wasn't the prettiest of challenges. So a couple of changes. Khaled Nari is going to be coming on here for Hamburg. We're also going to be seeing the introduction of Zuzek as well. So Hamburg are making their changes. And Jairo Samperio is 67 minutes under his belt as he looks to try and get back to full fitness. Just faded really as the game has gone on. There is Nari. Can play on either flank in a wing-back role or further advanced. The second season after his move from Greuther Fürth. Badstuber. Attacking move with Nari's been pushed right up on this right side. Encouragement though from Tim Walter, who became Stuttgart's third permanent coach in a year really after Tefon Korkut. Markus Weinziel finished 7th in the Bundesliga under Korkut, but he only lasted 2 months into last season. There's such hype about the new campaign, which didn't get off the ground at all. Nico Willig also unable to keep the club up through the playoffs. Said there have been a number of calls to him about availability for the new season after he departed from Gladbach, some from abroad as well for Dieter Hecking to stay in Germany. And one of the changes is made, Nari looking to make an impact. But it's a real impact challenge here from Kempf. In fact, he's won the goal kick. He's looking for a 35th win in the Pokal in his managerial career. Dieter Hecking. Somebody went in, but Stuttgart able to bring it away. Askasiba. Quickly by Karasov, Van Drongelen. And good communication there between Van Drongelen and Daniel Fernandez. It's been the main man between the sticks this season. There was some thought that Julian Pollersbeck might have been given an opportunity tonight, been brought back into the team. He's #1 last campaign. Has mainly been playing games in the regional leagues for the second tier. Askasiba. Underneath it also was Duziak, who actually crossed the divide from St. Pauli in the summer. Hamburg born as well. Karasor. Mangala for Karasor. Time the pass and get the right amount of weight on the pass for Clement. Mangala again. He answers it well, he's won it and he's kept it in play too. Duziak. Kinsombi. Duziak. Joining in now. Wagnerman. Well, it might just work out for Nari in the end. Castro's poor control. Kinsombi. Nari. Have to settle for a corner. Inside the final 20 minutes, still all square. Van Drongelen up from the back. Towards a crowded area in front of that near post. Van Drongelen to chase this, try and keep things going and move him for Hamburg. Although back they go, back they go. An air of tension around as well. Young, gotta be careful. Oh, Kempf right through the back. He's got to be very, very careful. Very careful. He's already got a yellow card to his name. And he was right through the back of Hinterseer here. Both teams have just lost some rhythm as the Second half has gone on compared to what we saw in the first half. And Dieter Hecking is getting more and more animated down there. Here is Kempf for Castro now. Well, known to his teammates as Gonzo. Gonzalez. Ascasiba. Carazor. Mark Oliver Kempf. Risky from Kinsombi, but they got away with that. It's not really worked out for Hinterseer. He brought in very late on for Martin Harnik. Player who scored a plenty last season for Bochum. Lucas Hinterseer. Taking on Bayern tonight. Scored 18 league goals for them last campaign. Coming together here, two Hamburg players and the referee just stopping things. There's a clash of heads, perhaps. Concerning Kinsombi and Leibold. Rightly so, the referee to stop the play. Head injuries. Well, there's no separating these two so far, not compared to what we saw at the weekend. Goals are plenty. There's always going to be a different game, though. That's what Dieter Hecking was saying. The known that Stuttgart would be coming here to right the wrongs of what happened. Great racket, and full credit to them as well, those 4,000 or so, making the same journey again in the space of 3 days. An evening game on a work day. Terrific support. It's the Hamburg substitutes, including Bobby Wood. Just for a bit of a warm-up, they brought on Duziak and Khaled Nari already. Game restarts. Castro. Van Tronkelen. Clearly back to Fernandez. Man from Bochum, Portuguese dad. So where gets the Fernandez from. Come in for a little bit of criticism. Fernandez, after the 2-2 draw with Jan Regensburg, he answered back with a 5th clean sheet against Greuther Fürth. Straight after that, and they won here at home by 4-0. Young has been dispossessed. Another to be punished. No. Silas Wamangituka, unable to do what he did on Saturday here and find the net. Gideon Young, who's had a nervy night at times, all started from giving away that early penalty. Badstuber. That's Mangala losing his footing. Here he is again, Orel Mangala. Stenzel finds Kempf. Gonzalez will get there as well. Find Askasiba. Seemed to come off the chest of Young, and the referee had the perfect view of it. 10 minutes to go. The switch of play for Gonzalez now. Gonzalez, oh, it's a teaser. Well, this was where Young got caught out. Did have some support with him as well. And Silas Wamangituka opted to go alone. Signed from Paris FC. After he was scoring goals in the second tier of French football last season. Here's Gonzalez. Seems a long time ago since he fired in his penalty. I think that was intended from Kempf. Gonzalez. Would have been something special to have brought it down like that. Heinemann for Norwich to chase. Not committing on this occasion, Fabian Bredlow, and Kempf, all he can do is put it out of play. Kinsombi up against Castro. Stuttgart anyway will do. Van Drongelen. It's come off Clement, it still might work out. Yatta now. It's a deflection on that. Well, they look like there is a deflection on that. Clear as day. You're not going to get the decision. At one point, everybody thought that it was going to be a goal kick. This is a lot better from Hamburg. We haven't seen much of this. And again, they crowd that near post. Tim Leibold to deliver and just drifted in, hoping for something, and a touch on from Young. A little similar to Badstuber earlier in the second half, as it just glanced away from the far post. Oh, that's handed on a plate, back to Hamburg. It's such a time as well. You don't want to be making any crucial errors. Dijak, Zombie. Mangala was there first. Van Drongelen tidying up for Hamburg. Van Drongelen rising again. That's Mangala back forward. Askasiba, Clemens onside, and now Gonzalez. It's well played, Adrian Fine. Here he goes again, Adrian Fine. Dijak, wide for Yatta. Two forwards, Yatta, he can use his speed. Kempf across. Yatta is quick, he's not that quick though. Lewis Holtby wants nicknamed him Gambilope due to his speed of an antelope and the fact that he's from Gambia as well. It's got the crowd going a little bit more as well inside the Volkspark Stadion. It's a stadium which hosted 5 matches for the 2006 World Cup, as well as the 2010 Europa League final. Gonzalez. Castro joining in. It's never really on. Intercept, loses out. Badstuber for Karazor. Stenzel just calming things down inside the final 5 minutes. Pascal Stenzel, Holger Badstuber, Castro, 2 former winners of this competition combining. Mangala will iron the ball all the way. It's lacked any connection. Karazor, he gets there as well. Askasiba. Hamburger got a trip to Wehen to come the weekend. Turn to the very north against Kiel before the international break. Stuttgart will play host to Dynamo Dresden at the weekend. Absolute disbelief on the face of Silas Wamangituka. Clement. A match which has been a stark contrast to what we saw on Saturday, where at this point Hamburg were 5-2 up on Stuttgart. Closing stages, Adrian Fein added the 6. Clement. Castro. Now Gonzalez. 3 in the centre. Corner. It's been moved further out to this left side. It's had a really good start to the season as well. Nicolas Gonzalez in the 2nd division. He's got 4 goals in his 7 league games already. And it comes towards Badstuber. Castro, some height on it this time, heads go up. And then the clearance away by Adrian Fein. Stenzel will settle for the throw. Final 30 seconds of the 90. Oh, it's a lovely turn. Van Drongelen away. Four more minutes. to find a winner. Otherwise, this game will go on. Van Drongelen's there first. That's fine. Skasiba, they're winning the second balls, aren't they? Stuttgart. Limited Hamburg to very little in this second half. Badstuber. Whoa, that wasn't great. The challenge on fine. Looks like both players have taken a knock here. That's Gonzalez. I think he just lost his footing. So he'd already lost his balance sliding into Adrian Fine, who is fine. Badstuber gets the free kick. To say his effort in the end was well wide. Clear free kick. Mangala up against Yatta and Leibold. Stops Mangala in his tracks. Drama to the end here, perhaps. Place in the third round awaits. Kinsombi is pulled back there, surely. They've been a little quiet in the second half of Hamburg. Here's Yatta. Leibold. Approaching 3 minutes of the full played. Which way is that going to go? Will go Hamburg's way. Just a little too quick for Leibold. Kempfer's blasted that out. Much movement going on here for Leibold for an option. Stenzel there first. It's like we could be going but extending this game further. That will be that. We will go on here at the Volksparkstadion. No further goals. Both goals scored inside the first quarter of an hour of the game. Gonzalez and Hunt both scoring penalties. Didn't really have the same in the way of attacking play in the second half compared to the first, although Stuttgart did put up a better fight going forward, really, in search of the winning goal. But at the end of the 90, it's still Hamburg 1, Stuttgart 1. Well, he can be pleased. Can Tim Walter of his side's second half performance. Nowhere near the same collapse as what they suffered here on Saturday. Further messages can get sent to the players ahead of what is going to be another nervy time of it out there. And you never know, we could be going to spot kicks, of which Hamburg have needed penalties already in this competition in the first round. They're getting their money's worth in terms of entertainment tonight. The supporters on a chilly night in the north of Germany. One more huddle, one more message. Three times winners, both of this competition. Hamburg and Stuttgart, both with the same ultimate goal, really, of being back amongst the elite for next season. That will be, of course, the main priority for both of these clubs. Stuttgart beaten in the relegation playoff against Union Berlin last season. It meant that they were one of just a select few to have been beaten as a Bundesliga team in that playoff. The first Bundesliga team in 7 years to lose the playoff game. And for Hamburg, that famous clock stopped, didn't it? The end of the 17-18 season after 54 years. And counted every second of being in the top flight. Dieter Hecking's side, they don't have the best of recent records in home cup games, with just 2 of the last 6. Rick van Drongelen listening, all of them, Bakary Yatta and Daniel Hoye Fernandez, with real intent, listening on to what Dieter Hecking has to say. He's been there, he's done it, he's got the t-shirt as well, of being able to lift the DFB Cup in his Wolfsburg days. Not that long ago now, it was only 4 years ago. So we're all set and ready to go again. We're going to have 30 more minutes. Darren Hunt in made way, Rick van Drongelen now with the captain's armband for Hamburg. And we're all set to go again. There is Mario Gomez. Only made the one change of Stuttgart in that second half. Still time for Gomez, if needed, to come on and have an influence. Twice a cup winner with Bayern. But here we go. So a goal scorer in that final against Bayern. And guess who against? Yep, Stuttgart. Here is Gonzalez. How much is left in the tank of those players that were involved for a great deal on Saturday? Be involved again here tonight. Bakariata taking over. Was not anticipated by Kempf. Gonzalez for Askasiba. Gonzalez can stretch those legs here. He's up against Young. Finds the cross. Nobody there attacking it. Mangala. Stenzel. Can hit them, Stenzel. He's still yet to score for his new club. To quickly get it out of his feet. Been through some tough times, these supporters. We'll be hoping that the good times are returning at the end of this season. Certainly the start that they've made. Some points towards what could be a successful campaign. I'm sure the Cup is not going to be top of their priority list. Drongelen. Stenzel. Zombie will slide for it. He won't get there. Mangala. Askasiba taking off his toes. Pascal Stenzel. Karazor. Labored cross. Gonzalez. It's a really good block from Wagnerman. Askasiba, Clement and Castro. He's kept it low. Young with the clearance away. Philipp Clement. This is good from Stuttgart. Castro, Askasiba on the stretch. Here he is again with Adrian Fine, a bit of a mismatch in terms of height, but still the danger not over with Jenkin Zombie. And then away by Young. And the flag might be up anyway. It's a little nervy at the back there for Hamburg. Zombie just in the nick of time, pulling out and making that challenge. And I do have an issue. Whether a final change will need to be made. It's looking like Sonny Kittel. Scored twice at the weekend. An attacking change, and Kittel, who's actually their overall leading goal scorer in the second division with 7. Whether he will be needed. In fact, it looks as though the decision has been made. To feel like they need just that little bit more of an attacking option. Hamburg not really been able to get Lucas Hinterseer into the game at all. Wagnerman, who recently made his German under-21 debut against Spain. 9 years he's been at the club, but he's not going to be able to continue. And Sonny Kittel comes on as his replacement. Former Eintracht Frankfurt, scored 10 league goals in the last 2 seasons for Ingolstadt. He's part of a team who suffered relegation to the third tier with Ingolstadt. Castro with the throw. Gonzalez will get that. Had a busy summer as well. Nicolas Gonzalez, who's part of the Argentinian under-23 side, who actually claimed gold at the Pan Am Games. So a successful summer for his international team, his senior Argentinian debut and the last international break in a 6-1 win against Ecuador. That's Gasiba for Kittel though. Zuziak couldn't get it out of his feet. Yatta. And they'll take that with Stuttgart. Mankituka. It's a foul on Yatta. I was just saying to the referee, just let me get on with it. Former founding members of the Bundesliga, former champions of the top flight as well, both Hamburg and Stuttgart. You have their history. 6 times Hamburg champions of Germany. Most recent though, Stuttgart 2007. Led by Armin Vey, a team with the likes of Pardo, Intashi, Gomez, Sami Khedira, their 3rd Bundesliga title. It's a league and double Cup winning campaign as well. The last time they were relegated from the Bundesliga, they only had 1 season away. And we're hoping that could be the same again for this season as Interzer comes back from an offside position for Hamburg. Stenzel. It's Kempf. Mangala. Stenzel. Can't find Mangala again. Zuziak, does he have the legs to squeeze through for Hinterseer? It does. Bakary Yatta. Away by Clement. Stenzel. Gonzalez, that'll be a free kick. It was all over him in the end, wasn't it? Yatta here. Fortunate that he doesn't get potentially a 2nd yellow card. And that's the argument from Tim Walter. So 3 deliberating here. So we have a moment of sparkle, perhaps, in this cup tie, which has been tight and tense. It's a fair way out. Does Clement fancy this? He does, you know. And in the end, turned away by Fernandes. It's a comfortable height for the goalkeeper. He would have seen this all the way. Still an effective stop to steer it away from danger. Might have been going wide anyway, but he wouldn't have known that. And he comes, oh, there might have been a touch on there from Carazor. Well, they all fell asleep, those in white and blue. And it needed the important reactions of Fernandes. Keep it out from creeping in. And it comes again, deeper delivery this time, and that's catching practice. Kittel for Fine. Sustained in play, it has. Van Drongelen wasn't holding back there. Well, there was suddenly a challenge made. Fine was there first, wasn't he? And Van Drongelen just took over, but suddenly the meat in the sandwich was Wamangituka. Kinsombi's going to be making way now. Christoph Moritz has just come back from injury. He said he was very, very surprised to have been involved from the start at the weekend. Duziak straight away looking to be involved. Signed for last season from Kaiserslautern. He's one of my strongest and smartest players, says Dieter Hecking for Christoph Moritz. He's had a fractured collarbone. This is a new thing in the Cup, that an additional substitution can be made after extra time. Wamangituka, the flag is up on him. As we approach the end of the first half of extra time. It's a good line, really good line held by Hamburg. Intercept. It's run into Badstuber in the end. Clement, we're going to have 1 more minute to be added on at the end of this first half of extra time. Silas Wamangituka waiting the supporting cast to arrive. Finds a cross. Mangala. Comes again, too close to the goalkeeper. wants to get on with things quickly as confirmation of the 1 more minute being added. Hittersays looks a very, very lonely figure at times. Castro. Now Stenzel. For a Stuttgart team who've only progressed more times in this competition against Wolfsburg than they have against Hamburg. Remember, Hamburg have never beaten Stuttgart in 5 DFB Cup matches. It's going to be a corner. So the last act, you feel, of this first half of extra time. Which way should it have gone? Sonny Kittel to take it. Again, the crowd at the near post, but it's not going to have the legs to find Leibold, and that will be it. We'll have another quarter of an hour. And still, if they're not separated after that, we will need penalties. Quick turnaround. That's what Bastian Danker wants. Still nothing to separate the two from those very early goals that we had in this game, which seemed a long time ago. Do have plenty of options as well, Stuttgart on the bench. Options that could prove to be vitally important, especially from an attacking sense as well. And also, I think Mario Gomez and all the experience that he brings. Hamadiel Garoui as well is on there. He's started the season well with goals. Had a very profitable time of it with Jan Regensburg last season. Always be a strange one, can't it, when two teams have played each other so soon, having featured against each other. What these two did at the weekend. Suddenly not lived up to the same drama as we had at the weekend. And here we go then, as the second half of extra time is underway. Stuttgart, who have not won here in Hamburg in all competitions since 2014 in the Bundesliga. Just before Christmas it was, when Florian Klein scored the only goal of the game. Last time that they met in the Cup was 2011. 2 goals from Kaká won it for Stuttgart. It was a home cup clash on that occasion. Here's Jatta. Oh, just showed too much of it to Castro. And the final touch back off Bakary, Jatta. Badstuber, yellow card. Totaling up now for Stuttgart players. I made that 5 Stuttgart players now on a booking. Oh, Kittel. I don't really know what he was trying to do there. Here's Badstuber. Forced backwards, Holger Badstuber. 15 major titles, but his Bayern days, as Wamaka has been penalised. It's been a bit brash at times. It's reportedly close to signing for Schalke. Be around €7 million overall cost of bringing him from the second division in France. Hinterset. Kittel. Nari. Moritz breaks down again for Hamburg. Oh, that's well played. That is well played by Atakan Karazor. Just used his body to shield the ball, feel the contact, down he went. Now fine. Stenzel again for Stuttgart. Certainly been the better of the two teams as the game has gone on. And we are going to see Algadi Yui. Which of the 11 league goals he scored at Jana Regensburg last season. He scored 4 in 8 in the second tier this season for Stuttgart. And he was the man who bagged the winner in the first round at Hansa Rostock in the 19th minute, and they were able to hold out. Taken down by Askasibar, just a bundle of energy. Doesn't matter how long a game is played over, he just does not stop. Jung's header away. Hinterset. Guards it well from Karazor, holds him off well. Gonzalez, oh, taken down. A yellow card. Khaled Nari, I don't think he can have many complaints, really. Started life at Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Dortmund. It's actually their second top scorer last season behind Lesoka. from Castro. Getting there first, Fernandez. Again, there's no real urgency to get going quickly. So much has been put into this. Some tired legs and minds out there now. It's the very first or second-tier meeting between the two on Saturday. After 104 meetings in the Bundesliga. Some runs to the semi-finals last year for Hamburg, eventually being beaten by Leipzig. After the real disappointments of a first-round knockout to Osnabrück, 17-18. Stuttgart looking to end their journey here in the second round. And on the post! What's the follow-up going to be like? They've got it! They have got it! He's not been on long. Hamadi Al-Ghadioui. It could be the goal that sends Stuttgart into the third round. They've grown and grown into this as the game has gone on. And could it be the end of the road for Hamburg in the cup this season? Still time to go, but Stuttgart have looked the more likely to do something. Off the woodwork, and then the follow-up, well picked out, wasn't he? And on the turn, it's a wonderful finish. A player who has settled into life being a Stuttgart player very, very well since his move from Jan Regensburg. Look at the delight. Still time to go, but they could sense something now, I'm sure. A team who've been under some real pressure recently as the flag goes up on the goal scorer. After 3 straight defeats. What a shot in the arm this could be for Stuttgart going further into the season. Away by Atskasiba, a team who were pummeled by 6 here at the weekend. How things can change in such a short space of time. Here's Moitz. Goal kick. Even he's been just coming under a little bit of scrutiny. Big job, Stuttgart, it really is. The history of the club. That it was only 12 years ago that they were being crowned champions of Germany. A time that Mario Gomez described as the best time ever. This time when they won it as well in 2007. The flag staying down, he's in again here. They only need one opportunity, Hamburg. Gonzalez. All right, keeping their nerve, concentration now. Taking one here is Young. It's got to keep their cool and a discipline as well. So close to the end. He was, fortunately, he didn't concede the free kick as he was having his arm all around Young, around the side of his head. Kittel with the free kick by Karazor. Oh, Van Drongelen. That was Young. All a bit tight, and now the break is on, and Van Drongelen's really struggling now. Gonzalez. Oh, well cut across there was Nari. Oh, it's a strong challenge, and it'll only be a throw-in. Gonzalez had clearly won the ball. We'll have to see what Hamburger made of now, with time ticking away. Towards Van Drongelen. Kemp's felt one in the face, and he's staying down. Castro. He's got to test the patience. The referee as well. It's Kemp, the referee should stop in play, so you just see if Kemp's all right. Will be a throw. An edgy end to proceedings here. Bakary Yatta. It's Kasiba coming across. Nari. Nobody can take over for Hamburg. The more that they're going to be pushing numbers forward as well, the more it's going to be a danger on the counter. Stuttgart, if there's going to be time, going to be making another change too. There's Van Drongelen. Leibold. For Fine. Away from Stenzel. Oh, he's gone away from two. The cutback. Corner. As we enter the final minutes. The change will be made. Philly Clement, yep, that's the rule now. You've got to go off the closest point possible. Well, he will still take his time. Fernandez is up from the back. Could we see some extraordinary scenes from Hamburg's goalkeeper, perhaps? He was one of their heroes with penalty save in the first round to help send Hamburg through. Nathaniel Phillips is on now. As it's played in, it's nudged on. Oh, they're looking for a handball. Leibold. And he goes again. Karazor's been brilliant. Oh, it's a lovely turn. Salas Wamangituka. Oh, rush of blood to the head. We're having 2 more minutes. That's Kasiba certainly telling him what he thinks. 2 more minutes. And hope more than anything than getting a free kick there. Gonzalez, cut out by Nari. And then from Phillips. Nathaniel Phillips, who's on loan from Liverpool. There he is again. Youngster from Bolton in the northwest of England. Van Drongelen, that was Phillips. Oh, thought it appeals for a penalty, for a handball anyway, on the edge of the area. Again from Fernandez. Yatta, Van Drongelen hooks it. Yatta takes over, Moritz. Can he get there? Castro can. Christoph Moritz. And the give and go is offside. He's offside. That might just do it. And do it for Stuttgart. And this was the appeal. Real out of hope. He comes off the thigh and then onto his chest, it looked like. Well, Caruso, he got an early yellow card. And how disciplined a performance has been from him and from Stuttgart. They have got the job done here tonight on a ground where they had 6 put past them on Saturday in the league. They needed extra time, and they are through to the next round. Al Gadiui with the winner in extra time. Penalties in the first half for both sides, but it needed an extra half an hour to try and separate these two, and it was the substitute who came up trumps. He's had a good start to life in Bundesliga 2, and he's off the bench to be the hero for Stuttgart tonight. They have ended their losing run as well. It's a first home defeat of the season for Hamburg too, and their run as semi-finalists last season, their run this season comes to an end in the second round. All delight for Stuttgart. A fine substitution and a fine finish from that man there has decided this cup tie in the north of Germany tonight. Final score here at the Volksparkstadion. It is Hamburg 1, Stuttgart 2.